Okay, everyone, our mission is complete balanced nutrition. Together, we provide nutrients to support immune, muscle, bone, and heart health.
Yay! Ensure with 25 vitamins and minerals, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
I had desires that weren't limited by fear.
That's a sneak peek at my exclusive conversation with James Todd Smith, a.k.a. LL Cool J, for America in Black, a monthly news magazine show airing Sunday on BET. When you go home, are you Todd?
They call me Todd.
Dad?
I mean, one of my daughters calls me Faj, which is hello, Faj.
I love it. Hello, Faj. Now we're going to leave you with a TV fan favorite, Quantum Leap.
Yes, our Will Marfuji was exclusively on set with the cast, starting with OG Ghostbuster Ernie Hudson.
Gosh, Quantum Leap, that just took me back, y'all. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
If you could leap into the body of another performer for a day, who would that be?
To be Elvis, that would be fun. You know?
Ernie Hudson.
LeBron James.
LeBron James, a shot at history.
Well, Monday night on NBC, star Raymond Lee makes a surprising leap in this season finale.
Happening now.
A security demonstration draws members from local school districts. We're going to talk to them about their efforts to improve security as they face more and more active shooter threats.
A weak cold front affecting the first part of the weekend. We'll chat about that, along with record-challenging warmth and rising rain chances. See you in a bit.
With interest rates on the rise, is it better to buy a car or lease one? We're going to crunch the numbers. The news at 5 starts right now. And first at 5, 2 days on the run, and this 19-year-old is now in custody. Mauricio Chavez Balderas is facing charges for aggravated robbery. We actually showed you his picture on Wednesday.
The sheriff's office says he's the man seen leaving a McDonald's restaurant after he allegedly robbed 3 teens inside. This happened on Wednesday again. The teens were on their lunch break when Balderas approached them in the McDonald's bathroom.
He reportedly held the teens at gunpoint and forced them to give him a pair of shoes and a backpack. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office received a tip last night. Deputies found Balderas today at a hotel on Southwest Loop 410. They also found the stolen items and the weapon that is believed to have been used. New Texas school safety standards are on the way, including new ways to fortify doors against a gunman.
As we saw earlier this week in Nashville, glass doors are worthless against a gunman who simply needs a few pulls of the trigger to get in.
Garrett Berger got a chance to see some new solutions that local schools are trying out to keep kids safe.
Going hot.
Round after round and smack after smack. In front of representatives from local school districts and private schools, Armored One's CEO put his company's security film and security glass through its paces, trying to show how much harder it would make it for an active shooter to get into a school.
We came up after the demo, and after that beating it took, we found you could actually get through that film. But the company says it's about creating time.
The goal is buying time and keeping that bad guy or bad girl at bay, whoever the attacker is.
He says the demonstration had been organized last week, but he thinks the Nashville school shooting on Monday influenced the attendance. The director of safety and security at the private school, TMI Episcopal, says they've been considering ballistic glass options for about a year or more.
The incident in Nashville just really kind of pushed us a little bit further to explore a lot of different options.
A Northside ISD police lieutenant said the shooting may have raised awareness, but it didn't prompt his attendance.
Since Columbine, we've constantly looked at products and tools out there and procedures that we can use to do this. And once again, it's a layered approach.
Multiple security layers with one goal: preventing as much tragedy as possible. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
I have grown up all my life being scared of getting shot in school.
Meantime, the tragic next steps for Nashville have begun. Funerals have started for the 6 victims killed at the Covenant School on Monday. Take a look at the victims. Today, 9-year-old Evelyn Deckhouse was laid to rest, the first to be memorialized. This happening on the same day the 911 calls from parents and teachers during the attack were released. ABC's Elwin Lopez with the heartbreaking video and audio punctuated with worry and gunshots.
Mourners gathering today to remember Evelyn Dickhouse, one of the 3 9-year-old students killed this week at Nashville's Covenant Christian Elementary School. Her family calling Evelyn a shining light in this world. Today's funeral service follows the release of chilling 911 calls from inside and outside the school during the attack. One of the callers, Chad Scruggs, the senior pastor of the church associated with the school, who lost his own 9-year-old daughter, Hallie, during the armed assault. Scruggs tells the operator he was getting reports of a shooting at the school.
I'm the lead pastor. I'm going that way now. You may not want to go there without police.
There is no indication Pastor Scruggs knew at the time his daughter was one of the victims. Her funeral is tomorrow. On another 911 call, a teaching assistant can be heard trying to comfort and keep the children with her quiet as they hid inside a closet.
Yes, I hear another shot. You did? I'm hearing more shots. Okay. We're upstairs by the hallway.
Try to stay quiet.
Okay.
But,
Authorities say that the shooter, 28-year-old Audrey Hale, killed the children, Evelyn, Hallie, and their classmate William Kinney, Catherine Kuntz, the head of the school, Mike Hill, a custodian, and Cynthia Peak, a substitute teacher. Officials say Hale was killed by police within 14 minutes of the first 911 call. The latest mass shooting in the country sparking protests at the Tennessee state capitol. Hundreds of parents and their children demanding stricter gun control laws. This week, Republican lawmakers in Tennessee delayed hearings on gun legislation that would expand access to firearms. Hale was armed with 2 assault-style weapons and a 9mm handgun, which police later found were among 7 firearms the assailant had legally purchased in recent years. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Nashville.
In 2 other news, and a traffic stop turns into a drug bust in Hayes County. Now a 33-year-old woman is in jail. Meth, cocaine, Xanax, fentanyl, and much more, all found by Hayes County deputies in Janelle Cano's purse and at her home. This happened Tuesday in Kyle. Cano is currently being held on a $395,000 bail. The Hayes County Sheriff's Office says there's a possibility she could face even more charges.
An update on a fatal shooting at a house party that killed a 12-year-old girl earlier this month. She's now been identified as Rebecca Rodriguez. She died on March 18th at a party on South Callahan Road. Another child, a 15-year-old, was also shot. At last check, that teenager is still recovering in the hospital. And so far, no one has been arrested.
We've also learned the name of a man killed in a hit-and-run crash this week. According to the Bexar County Medical Examiner, 43-year-old David Trevino died Wednesday at the intersection of Culebra and Northwest 36th Street. It's not far from St. Mary's University. San Antonio police say Trevino was crossing the street before a driver hit him. The driver stopped but did not stay at the scene. He ended up driving back to turn himself in. He was arrested. It's been 24 hours since former President Donald Trump indicted on criminal charges. And a question, one of many that everyone wants to know, what's inside that indictment?
The indictment cannot be unsealed until after Trump is arraigned. And as ABC's Lindsay Watts shows us, why in the meantime, New York City is on high alert and how it's trying to secure the courthouse where that arraignment will take place.
This is the first public filing in the unprecedented indictment of the 45th president of the United States, the people of the state of New York, against Donald J. Trump. Tonight, though, details of the charges remain under seal until Trump is arraigned.
It was shocked because this actually is coming to fruition.
Trump's attorney, Joe Tacopina, says even though the former president incorrectly predicted his own arrest last week, he and the legal team were caught off guard. He says Trump plans to plead not guilty and will aggressively fight the charges.
This is unprecedented in this country's history. I don't know what to expect other than an arraignment.
The investigation by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has focused largely on an alleged hush money payment Trump made to porn actress Stormy Daniels to cover up a reported affair with Trump, and whether the true intent of that payment was to avoid negative publicity that might have cost Trump the 2016 election. In a phone call with ABC News, Trump claims the indictment is political persecution, and several high-profile Republicans are standing by him. But legal experts point out, we won't know how much legal jeopardy Trump could be in until we see the charges.
The assumption is that, yes, there is a felony charge in this indictment because this business records crime can be bumped up to a felony if it is committed in order to further another crime.
Tonight, Bragg's office is blasting some Republicans who've been criticizing his investigation and threatening to subpoena him. In a letter, he says their accusations that all this is politically motivated are baseless, and he's accusing them of engaging in unlawful political interference. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, New York.
Check out traffic on this Friday. Let's go to I-10 at the Y near downtown, and you can see there's a bit of a backup there as you move from I-10 to, I believe that's 35 there. But, no major traffic accidents to tell you about. And look at that bright sunshine out there.
Yeah, the sun came out and it's in full force and warming us up. We're in the mid 80s right now around town. The dew point is 65, but that's going to change as we go through the night and into tomorrow. I'll get into that in a minute because actually a weak cold front's dropping in as we speak. Look at Del Rio at 92, Eagle Pass 88 degrees, Floresville 87, Santa Maria 88. 90 even in Mico, and 89 currently in Bernie. As we go through the evening hours, mostly clear. The wind's going to shift out of the north, and that's going to be dropping the humidity later this evening and tonight and just for the day tomorrow. We do have that weak cold front moving through. It doesn't really affect temperatures for the weekend, but we do have some record-challenging warmth to talk about and more promising rain chances just around the corner. I'll tell you when in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. The storm cleanup continuing in the state of Mississippi today, where at least 26 people died last weekend. Today, President Joe Biden touring the hard-hit areas, announcing his administration will pay for the state's emergency response. That will cover the costs for opening shelters, paying overtime to responders, and debris removal over the next 30 days. There are currently more than 300 federal personnel on the ground working to help in the ongoing response to the disaster.
The clock is ticking toward smaller Social Security checks. A new report now revealing that unless the current shortfalls are fixed, recipients are going to be getting less starting in 2034. According to the Social Security Trustees report, trust funds are going to run dry in about 10 years, meaning that the program will only be able to cover about 80% of benefits owed. Last year, more than 60 million Americans got Social Security checks. Part of the problem? The aging American population, fewer investments being made in the program, beneficiaries are living longer, and our health care costs are costing us more.
You're still ahead at 5. Are you shopping for a new vehicle? Prices have gone up. No surprise, the interest rates have as well. And you're making monthly payments that'll be even higher if you buy one. Might have you considering a lease. Up next, the pros and cons you might want to weigh before you make that commitment. But before we go to the break, we want to let you know we'd like to treat you like Fiesta royalty, right? While riding on the Battle of Flowers Parade float, all you have to do is become a KSAT insider to enter our Be a Royal for a Day sweepstakes.
This is a first. We've got our own float. And if that's not enough to make you enter, there's also a $1,000 credit toward A-Mall's Fiesta and Party Store. Here is how to enter. Just go to ksat.com/insider. And you can register for the program and then just fill out an entry form on our website.
You can also enter by stopping by one of the next 4 events. Those are running through April 11th. You see the list right there. The contest ends April 20th. A winner will be picked at random and announced during our live coverage of Fiesta.
I'm Myra Arthur, and here's what's coming your way on the news at 6 o'clock today. We are back in court for a capital murder trial where today we learned that a weapon found during this investigation was destroyed. The defense also questioning why some evidence wasn't collected at all. We take you into today's testimony. Plus, going, gone. Pig stand memorabilia is expected to go fast at auction tomorrow. The iconic diner's final chapter. Jesse DeGoyato will have that at 6 o'clock. We will see you in less than an hour.
Thank you, Myra. When it's time for a new car, which is better, buying or leasing? After all, prices are up, so are interest rates. 12 News Side's Marilyn Moritz breaks it down to help you decide what's best for you.
When Oscar Pagan got his new Explorer, he decided to buy.
The option to own is always better, in my opinion, than to lease, because at least you have an asset, and if anything ever happens, you can sell that asset.
Buy or lease? It can be a tough decision. The average price paid for a new car now is nearly $50,000. And with interest rates more than 6%, you're likely looking at a bigger monthly payment either way. On the surface, leasing can be more appealing.
First, it's always under warranty. Second, you're always driving a car with the latest safety features. And third, if you're working part-time in the office and part-time at home, you're not driving as much. So that means you probably won't exceed the lease's limits on how many miles you can drive.
Payments are usually lower with a lease because you're not paying for the full value of the car. So you may be able to drive a more expensive car. But there's one hard fact about leasing. At the end of the term, you have to return it.
A major downside of leasing is that you have an endless cycle of paying for a car. You're never without a car payment because as soon as the one lease is up, you have to either buy a car or get into another lease.
A head-to-head comparison is difficult, but in general, 2 back-to-back 3-year leases will always cost more compared to owning over that same period because the buyer owns an asset at the end. If you do buy, there are ways to save. Don't rely on the dealer for the best loan rate. Check your bank or credit union. And if your heart isn't set on a specific car, shop around for the manufacturer's incentives. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Gonna take a look outside with live cam. Turned out to be a really beautiful day. We really can see the new paint job now on the San Antonio Library, which is set to reopen tomorrow.
Yeah, closed down for renovations for a while, so it'll be good to have it back open. And that really is a nice shot. Downtown, beautiful day out there.
Yeah, it turned into a nice afternoon. We've got a lot of sunshine and temperatures well into the 80s at the moment. And get ready for a bit of temperature whiplash in the days ahead. We'll have some low humidity tonight and tomorrow, record challenging warmth to start next week, and then promising rain chances right around the corner as we transition into some cooler temperatures the middle of next week. Let's actually get right to the temperature trend. You know, we do have a cold front that's slowly moving through this evening, but it's not going to have a big impact on our temperatures, at least not highs. Mid-80s Saturday and Sunday, low 90s on Monday, and then Tuesday, we're thinking 95 the high temperature, and should that verify, it would be a record by 2 degrees. So there's the record challenging warmth. But then a cold front pays us a visit, and that should drop our temperature significantly, and we could be talking mid-60s. By this time next week, Thursday and Friday, for high temperatures. Look at that temperature swing right there. Roller coaster ride, yo-yo effect, up and down, whatever you want to call it. Temperature whiplash. It looks like it's on the way, and that transition is going to lead to more promising rain chances. Let's talk about the cold front that's draped across our area right now. Dew points well into the 60s locally, and of course closer to the Gulf Coast. But notice those dew point temperatures really drop off into the hill country, 20s and 30s. That's on the dry side of this boundary, and this boundary is slowly going to be pushing southeastward through the night and during the day tomorrow. Notice at 10 a.m. our dew points take a big hit. They're way down. You're not going to notice any mugginess in the air around town. But this front gets hung up down to the south, Dimmitt, LaSalle, McMullen, B counties, Goliad County, and that's where we could actually have a few showers tomorrow, where this front gets hung up far south of San Antonio. Bottom line, tomorrow we're going to have a lack of mugginess around San Antonio and for the vast majority of us. That's really the only impact that front's going to have on our weather. Now this front reaches all the way up into the upper Midwest here and the Great Lakes. This is a wide-reaching front, and out ahead of it, big-time severe weather outbreak today. I mean, you can see these tornado watch boxes, multiple severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings already. There will be destruction in parts of the midsection of the country through sunset this evening because of the instability in the atmosphere and that cold front moving in along with the upper level support. We are just too far away to get into any of that, though. Northeast Texas is getting a little bit of severe weather from that. We're actually watching this little swirl near LA. That's going to pass through North Texas on Sunday. Better rain chances in North Texas than around here, but we could get clipped by some of that energy, so a 20% chance of some afternoon storms popping up on Sunday. Just something to watch. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this actually happening. And then notice as we get into next week, another 20% chance of afternoon storms on Tuesday. If we actually see anything develop, it could become strong to severe. But watch what happens here. We get into Thursday with that cooler air arrives, some overrunning. We boosted those rain chances up to 60%. So much better coverage for rain is what we're expecting with that pattern transition by Thursday of next week. Cross your fingers that everything falls in line like it should, right? 58 degrees tomorrow morning, partly cloudy, 86 by the afternoon, low humidity and north-northeasterly wind at 5 to 15. Poteet at 87 tomorrow, Seguin 85, Utopia, Bandera 87 the high temperature. We get into Sunday, humidity is back. You'll notice that mugginess, and that'll give us some low clouds early, still in the mid-80s with an isolated storm possible. And then next week, really the headline is the record challenging warmth Monday and Tuesday, then that big temperature drop and better rain chances. So a lot going on, a lot to keep track of. We will be fine-tuning this forecast, so check back in for updates.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, the continuing question I have about the San Antonio Spurs, will they win another game before the season ends?
Oh, man, I want to say yes. 6 games to go. I mean, come on, right?
There's no gimmies, though.
No, there are not any gimmies at all. They're playing some very tough teams, including the Golden State Warriors tonight. But the Spurs know, yes, they do want to win, but they're also playing for the bigger picture. And Incarnate Word has kicked off spring football. Coming up.
We put spring ball back a little bit just because how far we played back in last season. Let those guys get in the weight room and get their bodies right a little bit, and then we get into pads, and a lot of excitement, a lot of guys flying around and making plays.
Spring football is underway for Coach Killow and his Incarnate Word Cardinals in Big Board Sports. 6 games to go for the Spurs and then season over with. Zach Collins and Jeremy Sohan will not play at Golden State tonight due to injuries. Romeo Langford, Devin Vassell are questionable, and Doug McDermott is probable. Now, given the collective youth of the team, do they all understand the big picture that it's not necessarily about winning tonight, but getting better to win in the future?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that, you know, we kind of understand, especially at this time of year, but I mean, we're all very competitive. We want to go out there and win, you know, every game. But just understanding, you know, like you said, with our age, you know, we're trying to build something here, and we all definitely do understand that. And so, continue to just try to learn as much as we can, and knowing that it'll pay off in the long run.
Spurs Warriors tonight in Golden State. Note the late tip at 9 p.m. Early highlights tonight on the Night Beat. Take you to the University of the Incarnate Word, where the Cardinals are holding spring football practice. The first one under new head coach Clint Killow. Coach was promoted after G.J. Kinney left to coach football at Texas State. Killow is a UIW alum, and he played 3 seasons for the Cardinals from 2013 to 2015 and graduated from there in 2015. He returned as a quality controls coach for inside receivers and has worked his way up to head coach. He has UIW blood in his veins, that's for sure. So what's the biggest adjustment for him and the players as spring ball is now underway?
I'd probably say not being able to be as hands-on coaching individual guys. I got to show love all the way across the ball from offense to defense to special teams. That's probably the biggest adjustment, but I also love it because I get to have influence on all these position groups.
Having a coach like that who's like, he's real with the players. Like, he understands what we've been through. He went to this school. He knows, like, stuff we got to go through on a daily basis, and he knows what we got to fight for, and he fights for us. So it just makes it even better to go to work for a guy like that.
One of the first things coach will need to do is find a starting QB now that Lindsey Scott is out chasing his pro dreams.
Still exciting times at UIW.
It is indeed.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
And we'll be right back.
Feeling the warmth out there right now. Kerrville 91, Cotulla 94. In San Antonio, we're officially 86. We'll drop down to 58 by tomorrow morning with low humidity tonight and tomorrow. And then the humidity returns on Sunday. We're talking record-breaking temps possible Tuesday.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next.